Welcome to this video on how to clean the boiling tank of your Mini Classic CT countertop distiller. So after about a month of use, you'll find a lot of times scale building up inside your boiling tank. It can be white, it can be colored, but generally you'll notice it as like a mineral buildup. So we will take our boiling tank here, and normally after every cycle we will dump out the leftover water before refilling it for further use. But this time we're going to dump it out right here and kind of show you what's all inside of it here. And this tank we've let go for about 2 months to kind of showcase what kind of scale buildup you can see inside and how to clean it out. So as you can see, we have scale buildup that's flaked off already into the water we dumped out. And if you look inside the tank, we have scale buildup over the element, over the walls, and it's really kind of built up in the corners and along the bottom. So that's what we're going to clean out today. So we'll take our tank and we're now going to fill it up and submerge all the scale buildup we have inside underwater. Okay, now when you do this, you'll want to use hot water, and I've filled it up higher than we normally would because I want to make sure that all the scale buildup along the walls is submerged under the water so that it is basically in contact with our cleaning solution. So we filled it up. We're now going to add our lumen cleaner to it, and the lumen cleaner you're going to use about 2 tablespoons per gallon. That's the gallon size boiling tank, so we're going to add 2 tablespoons here. And we'll then close up our lid. And we'll now let this soak for 8 hours, and once it's done, we'll rinse it out. If you do not have access to lumen, are afraid to use it, don't have it, you can always use a 50-50 solution of warm water and white distilled vinegar. They're both equal. The lumen is better against some contaminants and the vinegar is better against others, but both work really well for the broad spectrum of contaminants you'll find inside your boiling tank. We've now waited the 8 hours for our boiling tank to be soaked in the cleaning solution, so we're now going to dump it out, rinse it out, and it's ready to go back in our distiller. Normally we would dump it out into the sink and just rinse it out, but we're going to dump it out here into a glass jar so you can kind of see what your cleaning solution is removing here. One major important thing to remember, this is where your steam is going to be coming out, so when you pour it, don't pour it from this spot because then you're putting contaminants right in the spot your steam's going, and they can pick up things along the way that could get into your distilled water. So we'll pour it from the back end here. And as you can see there, I still got a lot of sediment buildup in here that's all nice and loose. If your boiling tank still has scale buildup after the 8 hours, you can always rinse it out, fill it up with a new batch of cleaning solution, and let it soak for another 8 hours. You don't just want to let it continue to soak because after 8 hours it basically loses all of its effectiveness. You want to rinse it out, add a whole new cleaning solution, and then it should be good. When you're cleaning it out, you may be tempted to scrub the heating element itself. You don't want to do this. You can scrub the walls of the tank, but scrubbing the heating element can cause imperfections in the metal, which can cause it to burn out and open up the coil during operation, which means you have to replace the heating element. So again, just let it soak. There's no need to scrub the element itself. If you're looking here, that's all stuff that was broken off from the wall and over the heating element that was going to cause it issues down the road. So we'll go ahead and rinse this guy out here. And it's now ready to run our next batch of distilled water. One thing you notice when you look inside here and you kind of see all the stuff you've removed, along the welding seams, you'll see a brown discoloration that looks like rust. A lot of times you can get scale buildup in there and it can look like rust from like iron buildup, but that specifically in the weld seam is from the welding process. It actually puts a brown discoloration when you weld stainless steel directly onto stainless steel. There's a couple ways to remove it, and if you look on the outside of the machine you can see we've done that, but on the inside that can cause an effect to either the purity of the metal or adding a chemical, which if we're trying to make distilled water doesn't usually make much sense. So we don't do it. That's why on the inside you might see that discoloration, but there's nothing to worry about. All right. If you have any questions, please give us a call, 1-800-875-5915, and we can answer anything you need, and you have a great day.